Hello and welcome to the third video of the tutorial series for Goal, the club manager. Before we put the pedal to the metal on the training pitch and show the players who's boss, let's briefly review the 2 lessons so far. You learned how to earn money? And how to spend money to strengthen your team. This third video tutorial is all about training. You can find it in the office over here and in the menu view via Team. Here you can influence the development of your players in the long term as well as in the short term, and not to forget when it comes to their fitness level. If you want, you can also let the assistant coach do a balanced planning schedule for you. But believe me, it's much more fun to choose the agony the players have to endure, so let's explore the training. The goal of the training plan is, of course, to have fitness and freshness and balance at the start of the season. Not to mention that the workload should always be well balanced during the course of the season, while at the same time you're rehearsing new systems or improving individual player skills. In general, you always start with the long-term training. This is where you set the focus that will be defined in the training weeks. Four of these weeks you can set up individually and name as you like. But of course, you can also modify the already existing training weeks by clicking on the pencil icon and adjust them to your liking. Once you have created training plans and training weeks, you can of course also save them so that you can always fall back on tried and tested plans. One training week should ideally consist of 10 to 15 training units. You can train up to 3 times a day from Monday through Friday. When designing a training week, you can choose from 38 sessions focusing on conditioning, technique, systems, playing styles, as well as regeneration and team. You'll have the greatest possible freedom, and with almost 40 combinable options, there are more than enough efficient combos to discover. Additionally, you can send 1 player per week to the individual one-on-one training to work on his form deficits. And here too, the assistant coach is at your disposal with advice and support and can assign a player according to your specifications. In this case, it might not be a bad idea to hand over this responsibility. In the comparison, you can see a current comparison with your next opponent. Strength, condition and freshness refer to the first team players. The team as a whole, including the bench players, is affected by its attitude, mood, will to win and respect. When it comes to the skills that the individual players should work on, the decision again is entirely up to you. Here you can set a skill for each individual footballer to work on at a level of intensity set by you, determined by his playtime in the last match. Players who were not used at all on the last match day, for example, have enough energy to work a lot on their development. However, you should be careful with these extra shifts otherwise the players might react oversensitive and lose motivation. Therefore, do not forget, individual training is primarily to improve skills, not to punish. Of course, success will only come over time. Only for cardio and freshness the effects of the week can be seen quickly. For everything else, specialists in your team will provide you with emails every week informing you about the current training status and any abnormalities, including in the area of sports psychology. From here you will also get very quickly to info screens where you can see at a glance for all your players how motivation, form, cardio and freshness have changed. In the training statistics, which can be accessed both via the psychological report and via a tab in the training menu, you'll find general overviews as well as a separate display for successes related to playing styles and systems, among other things. Now that you know what your training options are, both long and short term, for the entire team or individual players, we encourage you to experiment to find your way. You can't and will not go wrong with the suggestions of the assistant coach, but you will also not be able to fully exploit your team's potential either. In the fourth video of the tutorial series, we will get closer and closer to the match day as we take a look at the tactical options available to you in Goal. Thank you for your attention and have fun with Goal the Club Manager.